Professor David Britt. Week one is in the books. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things about week one and then spend some time getting you prepared for week two, which will be a little bit more difficult than week one as we begin to dig into the contents of the course. Week one is, in all the courses, are simply kind of an introduction to the topic. This week you had a discussion forum where you introduced yourself to your fellow classmates. I do want to make sure that you fully understand, because a couple of you did not provide the necessary minimum of 2 response posts. So you have an initial post that's due by Thursday, and then you have a minimum of 2 response posts that are needed by Sunday night at 11:59. So do not forget that. And then beginning this week, you're going to be required to have discussion comments based upon your book reading from the Student Success book. And so I want to make sure that you're thorough on these, both in your initial post and in your response post. Just don't simply say, hey, good post, and repeat what the person said. These are opportunities for you to be in depth on your comments, both on your initial posts and on your response posts, okay? So let's talk a little bit now about week 2. So we're jumping into week 2, and we're going to be getting into both the heart of the reading and also the heart of the paper. And so this week, I want to make sure you go here to week 2. You click on that. I want to make sure that you read the overview just for you to understand fully what's going to be coming up. So if you look at Read and Study this week, you're going to be reading Chapter 3 from your Student Success and Christian Worldview book, and that's about the blueprint, providing foundations for learning. And then you're going to be introduced this week to your APA manual. Remember, you have 2 books in this course. If you don't, you got to contact the bookstore and make sure you get both of them. Student Success and Worldview, and then the APA manual, which is really designed to help you format your writing for college. And so you're going to be reading Chapter 2 in here about paper elements and formats. Now I have a note here to say make sure you pay attention to the content that deals with student papers and professional papers. Now the APA manual now gives you a little bit of a break from something you may have not been used to in the past. You don't have to provide all the detail for student papers that you do if you were looking to actually publish your work in an academic or a peer-reviewed journal. So make sure you always look for student papers, okay? And then this lecture here, 2.2.2, is really, really good. It's about 10 minutes long, but it will help walk you through the different elements of APA as it relates to paper formatting. You'll also see down here on the left-hand side, and this will be a good resource for you to use. I would encourage you to bookmark this for your future classes as well. It gives you an idea on, you can just skip forward if you like. If you want to talk about title page, if you want to talk about reference page, you don't have to watch all the way through it again, but you can go over here and just click on that and it'll take you to the section that talked about this. So this will be very, very important that you watch this video to get an idea on how to properly format your papers, okay? This lecture here, that's 2.2.3, is a lecture on paper formats. It goes through a lot of the same information that you'll see up here, but it's not in video format, okay? And then down here, 2.2.4, is a lecture that talks about introductions and purpose statements. That will be what you will be adding to your paper this week, so it's very, very important. Don't miss this. It's very, very important that you take a look at this particular lecture, okay? And then there's a video down here, 2.2.5, that is about encouraging critical thinking with 3 questions. That is what you're going to need to watch as you complete your discussion forum this week. We're going to move beyond you just simply going out and finding something and then just repeating what you found to me. You did that in high school. You're not in high school anymore. This is undergraduate work in college, and you need to take a higher level of critical thinking on that. And it focuses on three questions: what, why, and how. And so make sure you watch that video before completing additional work. Now down here on 2.2.6, you don't necessarily have to go to these sites this week, but I wanted to provide them for you. These are great APA websites that you will find helpful not only in this class but in your future classes. So I would encourage you to take a look at these, just highlight them and then bookmark them, because they will be helpful as you go forward in this class and then also in the degree program. So what do you have to do this week? Well, this week you're going to be sharing with each other about active engagement. I'm asking you to watch the video that I had posted earlier on the what, why, how, and then also read chapter 3 of your text, and then answer this question or these questions. What does the phrase active engagement mean? Why is active engagement a key part of academic success in the program? And then how will you make sure that you apply the principles as you progress in this class and in the program? So again, if you remember, it's not just simply what, it's now what, why, and how. And you're going to see that in every discussion forum in this class as you go forward, okay? So make sure you have one initial post by Thursday night and then a minimum of 2 response posts by Sunday night. And then this week, you're going to be adding in your cumulative paper. Remember, this week you just did the cover page, which was the easiest perfect score that you'll get in the program. You're going to be adding an introduction. So I had that introduction lecture. It's a 2-page. It's really simple, but the contents in it are very important as you begin to put together the introduction for your paper. You may need to go back to week 1 and look at the basis and look at the different explanations that are there. But then you'll take that template that I provided in week 1 and you will add the introduction. And that's all you do this week. You just add the introduction to the paper. You submit that. I will comment on it, and then you'll have an opportunity in future weeks to correct some of that basis my comments. Okay? And then this week, the quiz is going to be focused on proper formatting of the research paper. So you're going to need to make sure you've watched and read the things that are in Read and Study this week. Make sure that you're familiar with those before you take that quiz. Okay? Hopefully this is helpful and gets you prepared for week 2. If you have any questions at all, make sure that you reach out. If you have something you don't understand, don't guess. Reach out and you and I can get connected. All right? Have a great week. Take care.